Hey everyone, this is Joanna Nim with the Prosperous Agency. I'm here to talk to you about top 10 things to ask your lender before buying a house. As usual, this is raw, it's not edited, it's live for you. And I'm here with our guest star for the day, Miss Florica Shepard. She's with New American Funding and she's been helping families buy homes for a very long time. Hi Florica.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So as Joanna said, I'm not going to say how many years I've been in the business, but since 2000, I have helped 29,400 families get into homes. My background is operations, underwriting, so that usually comes out when I help people get pre-qualified or pre-approved for a home loan.
Right, so as you've heard, you heard it right. It's over 29,000 families since 2000, and she's not gonna tell us how long she's been in the business because it's been a long time, and she's only 20.
That's it. Yeah, right?
So I think that says it all, and especially with an underwriting experience and background, you're really talking to the right person here when getting your loan. One thing that I wanted to mention to you before I dive into the top 10 things is the importance of actually talking to a lender and understanding what you're setting yourself up to, right? If my English is correct. So it's important to talk to someone, not just talk to someone that someone knows in your family and just trust them, because you need to make sure that you are choosing the correct lender, because this is a once, maybe in a lifetime experience, right?
Yes.
Purchasing a house, and it needs to be a fun experience. It needs to be something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be stressful. And as you see in all of our reviews and Florica's reviews, there's people who are breathing with ease at the closing table, stating that they could have never done it if they didn't have the right support. The first question that I'm going to tell, so again, we're going to top 10 questions to ask your lender before purchasing a house. And the first question is, which type of loan is the best? What are the best loans? I apologize.
There are so many loans to choose from, and the best loan is the best loan for you.
Okay.
And we'll find out when we dive into your situation, your assets, if you have down payment or zero down payment, how much down payment.
Okay.
There are fixed rate loans, there are interest-only loans, adjustable loans, fixed for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and 20-year fixed, 15-year fixed. So many programs. There are zero down programs that we offer. We don't know until we get your situation.
Okay, so credit scores, all of that,
Yes.
they all need to be checked. So
Everything
there's no
has to
such thing as best ones, but what's best for you
you.
is what works the best.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, what is an interest rate and what's the difference between interest rate and APR?
APR is annual percentage rate. The interest rate is the rate you actually pay. Your monthly payment is based on the interest rate that you're going to have for 30 years or however long the loan is for.
Okay.
The annual percentage rate is the interest rate for the first year, or is a calculation of all the closing costs on top of your interest rate. So the best way to know what that is by getting a closing cost illustration from your lender, so you can compare what all those fees are.
Okay. And so let's just say my interest rate is 4%, the APR is 5% or so, and you'll be able to tell, the difference between interest rate and APR before getting the loan, right? So normally you should know because of the closing costs, and you're gonna see that on your closing disclosure. So a lot of people don't know. They say, well, why is my interest rate 4% and why is the APR 5%? So can you just tell me a little bit about that? So again, it's closing costs, right? It's the amount of closing costs really that you have to compare.
Correct.
Right?
So be careful that if you're going to be if your note rate or interest rate is 4% and your APR is 5%, that means the closing costs are pretty high. So that's just a quick comparison that you need to do before you actually get the breakdown of all the fees.
Okay. Third question, what are discount points and origination fees?
So the origination fee is a percentage or a flat fee the lenders use for their services. And the discount points are points a lender will charge you to buy down that rate.
Okay, if you want to buy your rate.
Only if you want to buy down the rate, and that will have to make sense. Ask them to do a comparison and see when you're going to break even on that. discount point if you're going to pay any.
Okay. The fourth question, what are all the closing costs? Very important question. Closing costs.
Yes. So closing costs are, I break them down in two. So there are one-time closing costs of doing the loan, which includes the appraisal, title, origination fee, attorney, recording fees, and then you break it down into the prepaids, and the prepaids include the interest due from the day you close until the end of the month, the first year homeowners insurance, and the accumulation or the escrow account we build up for your taxes.
Okay, good to know. The other question would be, do you offer any loan rate locks?
Yes, rate locks. We typically lock them for 30 days or 15 days. We lock rates for 60 days at no cost.
No cost.
No additional cost.
Okay.
Anytime you go over 60 days, there's going to be a cost.
That's very important,
on
right?
the rate and up front, and we can go up to a year and a half on rate locks if you're under construction, for instance.
Right.
And you know the rates are going up, if it makes sense, and that's going to be a variety of options.
Yeah.
Once you get over 60 days.
Yeah, so if you are especially purchasing a new home, so it's new construction and the closing is not really well determined, you want to make sure that you ask that question, because you cannot always lock your rate. You might not want to lock your rate and actually pay anything that's above 60 days. So you want to make sure that you know an approximate date and kind of always communicate with your lender on where the interest rates are that particular day, so you can maybe lock in an amazing rate. The seventh question, is there a prepayment penalty?
Not anymore.
Not
I
anymore.
don't know any lenders that will charge a prepayment penalty.
Yeah, so you can just pay everything off.
You can pay it off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, within the first year.
Okay. Are you personally, your company, is it equipped to approve loans in-house?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We approve and pre-approve loans as quickly as you give me the information.
Okay.
So I could do it within the hour,
Okay.
a day, two, as you need it.
So how much time do you need to fund?
We'll close a loan in 14 days.
14 days.
Or longer. Depends on what you need. But yes, we'll guarantee a 14-day
Close. On a conventional loan.
On a conventional. We definitely need everybody on board and all hands on deck to make sure that I have all the income, credit, and I typically get all the income and assets and credit before I pre-approve somebody, because we don't take lightly when your money, your due diligence money, because once you're under contract, that money's gone. So I want to make sure that you're ready to go and close.
So what she says is that you have that due diligence period once you're on a contract, when you need to negotiate your repairs, the house needs to appraise. So pretty much we want to make sure that we're using that due diligence period wisely. So pretty much we're not just risking, right? We need to make sure that the house appraises. So I'd rather work for you and make sure that I'm giving you the right comparables and all, rather than worry about you not providing everything in time for your lender if you're too busy, and that due diligence period not being enough. So on my end, especially on a multiple offer situation, right? You can just say, I'm ready to close within 3 weeks, right? Or 2 weeks, just because you did your due diligence period before your actual due diligence period as per contract started, and you provided your lender of choice all of the information so they can just take you, work the file in-house, underwriting, everything, so we're ready to go. We can close in 2 weeks. And what seller doesn't want to close a house in 2 weeks, especially if they're not in the house anymore?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So there you are. These are our top 10 things that you have to ask your lender before buying a house. Again, you want to name with the Prosperous Agency and Florica Shepherd. All of our videos are posted on our YouTube channel. Feel free to share the love. We are usually doing a Monday mantra, which is our live videos. We didn't do one yesterday because we got burned at the beach instead. So we are replacing it with today, and we're happy to have such an experienced lender on our side, just because she's absolutely amazing. You need to call her. My cell phone number, if you have any questions, is 919-348-7303, and Florica's number
919-282-7075, and look forward to any questions you may have.
Take care, you guys. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.